Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Frank Can Do It. If I can do it, so can you. Today we'll be eating Japanese Seafood Dynamite. Japanese Seafood Dynamite is a creamy, delicious appetizer with large chunks of shrimp, imitation crab, scallops, mixed with cooked onions and mushrooms, topped with melted cheese. The recipe I have for you today is simple, easy, and most importantly, delicious. The difficulty rating for this dish is 2 stars out of 5. Here is a breakdown of the 5-star rating scale. There are several different ingredients you need to obtain. Preparing them is fairly easy. It involves cutting, sauteing, and boiling. Cooking the dish will require an oven or a small convection oven. The cost is approximately $10 to $15 for 18 or more servings. Alright, get ready to take a screenshot of the ingredients. Unlike other videos that only show you how to make something, I will show you where and what to buy. First thing you will need is some muffin pans. I found all of these items at my local major grocery chain. Then you will need large white mushrooms and a large white onion. You will need to buy raw shrimp 16 to 20 count with shell and tail on. This is a gotta get item. You gotta get either jumbo or extra jumbo shrimp. You will also need to get Alaskan snow legs imitation crab. Also pick up a handful or less than quarter pound of small scallops. Another gotta get item is the Best Foods real mayonnaise. You can pick up any Mexican style 4-cheese blend. Okay, first you're going to remove the mushrooms and wash each individual one. Keep in mind I'm making 3 batches. Then you're going to slice each one 3 times, ending up with 4 slices. Then slice the onion as well. First cut off each end, make a cut in just the outer layer. Then peel off the outer layer. Next, cut the onion in half. With the flat side down, slice the onion into 1/4-inch slices. It's important that the slices are not that thin, because the onion will shrivel up when you cook it. Then, using your hand, separate the onion pieces. Next, you're going to saute the mushrooms and onions. Set your stovetop to medium temperature. Mix the onions and mushrooms every few minutes. The purpose of sauteing the mushrooms and onions is to release as much moisture as possible. You want to do this without burning the onions or mushroom. If you burn the mushrooms or onions, the taste will be overwhelming and ruin the dish. Continue to do this and spread out the onions and mushrooms evenly so the moisture can evaporate. Okay, next we're going to boil the shrimp. For every batch you're making, add 4 jumbo shrimp. The reason why we want the shell on is because it helps retain the shape of the shrimp. Otherwise, the shrimp will shrivel. It is very important not to overcook your shrimp. As soon as they turn orange and begin to float, remove the saucepan from the heat and immediately rinse in cold water. This will stop the shrimp from continuing to cook and keep the shrimp tender and plump. The shrimp will naturally have a butterfly split along the back, making it easy to peel the shell off. Peel the shell from the back forward and then grab the legs along with the shell, making it easy to just take everything off. Next, you're going to cut the imitation crab into cube sections. Cut the sections in about 1-inch separations. You'll have about 12 pieces for one batch. Next, you're going to fill each muffin tin with the ingredients. You have your crab, scallops, shrimp, and mushroom and onions. I like to use the muffin tins because it gives each person just the right amount of seafood dynamite. If you're going to be serving and cooking this later, I like to wrap it with a sheet of aluminum foil when I'm done. Okay, we're going to cut the shrimp into thirds. Simply make 2 cuts to have 3 equal sized segments. This next part is totally to your preference and liking. Then add the small scallops. I typically put 1 in each tin. Next, add 2 pieces of shrimp to each tin. Normally I add the bigger end with the tail end. Then I add the imitation crab. I usually put in 2 pieces in each tin. Once I've added all the seafood, I then add a little squeeze of mayo. Add equal amount of mushroom and onions to each muffin tin. Normally, I usually include a small piece of salmon or white fish. Whatever your preferences are, it's important that you keep the pieces in large chunks and keep it simple. The next very important step is to scoop and flip. You can do this with one single motion. The purpose of doing this is not only to mix the ingredients, but it's also to fill the bottom gaps with mayo. Then add some more mayo on the top. Make sure you don't fill more than 1 centimeter from the top. Then use the bottom round end of the spoon to spread the mayo, as if you're spreading frosting on a cupcake. Go back over and make sure all the gaps and the onions and mushrooms are all covered. Doing this will help prevent the mushroom and onions from burning and drying out. Add any extra mayo as needed, up to 1 centimeter from the top. Make sure you do a really good job of covering all the gaps and covering all the onions and mushrooms. Finally, you can cook the seafood dynamite. Set the temperature from 410 to 450 degrees and cook for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, go ahead, remove and sprinkle some cheese. After you're done, go ahead and cook for another 10 minutes. After it's done cooking, immediately take out of the oven and cut into each individual portion. The longer you let it sit, the more likely the cheese is going to harden. It is best eaten when it's piping hot and the cheese is melted. Remember, no matter what you add into this dish, keep it simple and have nice, large, chunky pieces. This is why this is one of his favorite appetizers. Today's Korean word of the day is 배고파, which is the informal way of saying I'm hungry. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and would like to see more simple, easy, delicious dishes, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.